Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to get into Just Us, that brand new track from Jack Harlow and Doja Cat. It just dropped March 21st, 2025.
Yeah, still fresh.
Exactly. And our mission here is basically to pull back the curtain, look at the story behind it, dig into the lyrics, which are pretty bold, and figure out the creative process. How did these two really distinct artists make this work?
Mm-hmm.
We want to give you a shortcut, to understanding how these big collabs happen now and how they tell stories with lyrics.
And this song, it really is a fascinating example, isn't it? It gives you this unique window into how two huge artists with totally different styles, how they bring those voices together. It's not just mixing them, it's like they're interacting, maybe even clashing a bit right inside the track.
Create something new.
Exactly. It feels like more than, another feature. It's like a case study in creative friction turning into something.
Cool.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit.
Yes.
Because this wasn't just like a random studio hookup, was it? Jack Harlow apparently wanted this for a while. Oh yeah, that's right. Jack himself said he'd been wanting to work with Doja for, 4 or 5 years.
Wow, that long.
Yeah. And he wasn't just saying it, He really respects her, called her super important, super talented, a very gifted individual. That kind of praise, it's not just about chart success, right? It sounds like he really gets her range, her willingness to kind of push things. Makes sense he'd see her as like a dream collaborator.
Okay, so mutual respect, clearly. But what actually made it happen? After 4 or 5 years of wanting it, how did it finally click?
Well, according to Jack, it was actually pretty straightforward. He just sent her the song.
Really?
Yeah. So they were talking one day, he mentioned this track he had, sent it over, and apparently she immediately loved it and knocked it out.
Just like that timing, huh?
Exactly. He talked about timing, about making artists feel inspired. It wasn't forced, it felt organic. And maybe that's why Doja came through with so much energy. It wasn't just a feature, she really owned her part.
Yeah, you can totally feel that. Her verse is huge, so many lines. And you mentioned flow switches earlier. For people maybe not familiar, what does that mean exactly? And how does it show she was really into it?
Right, good question. So flow switch is basically when a rapper changes their rhythm, their cadence, the pattern of their delivery right in the middle of a verse.
Okay.
It's like shifting gears, keeps you listening. And Doja does it multiple times in her verse here. It's technically difficult, and it really shows she wasn't just mailing it in.
Right, she was flexing.
Totally.
Right.
She really wanted to put her foot into it, as Jack said.
Yep.
Showing off her skills, pouring everything into those bars.
And speaking of how it was made, the actual creation of Just Us was kind of different too, right? Not just emailing files back and forth.
Yeah, that's another really interesting part. It was made from scratch in Nashville.
Okay.
Jack Harlow was right there in the room with the producers, Tay Keith, Angel, Cole. And get this, the beat was being built literally in front of him while he was writing his lyrics.
Whoa. So he's writing to something that's still being created.
Exactly, which is definitely not the standard way,
Yeah.
Usually the artist gets a mostly finished beat.
So how does that change the feel of the song, doing it all at once like that? Does it make it feel more connected?
I think so, yeah. Jack himself said that this way all was created at once, lyrics written before it was finished, isn't typical, but he felt it made the track feel so natural.
Like the best songs do.
Right. And you can kind of hear it, can't you? How his chorus, the part he wrote right then, just fits perfectly with that hazy, kind of intimate vibe of the beat they were building.
Yeah, the beat isn't just backing, it's part of the thought.
It's reflecting that whole hush-hush thing he was writing about right in the moment.
Okay, let's get into those lyrics then. Starting with Jack, the chorus, that first verse. What's the vibe he's setting up straight away?
He immediately creates this mood of intimacy, but also secrecy, that line that repeats, I wish it was just us and this bitch.
Yeah, pretty direct.
Very direct.
Yeah.
They can't trust us because I'm trying to bust necks. Let's keep it on a hush-hush. It's all about wanting this private space, this exclusive connection. But there's also this softer side, I told her she's so pretty, and she just blushed. And that kind of funny, playful line, slow it down like macaroni.
Ah, yeah. What about the Zach and Cody thing?
Right. I know it sounds like Zach and Cody, this life sweet, high key. It's this little pop culture nod, kind of sweet and innocent almost. sets up his persona here as maybe a bit playful, a bit naive even.
So it's this kind of intimate, maybe slightly fantasy world he's building, and verse 1 continues that, right? Talking about her slightly resembling wifey needing this nightly.
Exactly. Deepens that feeling.
And the astrology bit, the Pisces reference.
Yeah, even a little disagreement about the sign. It all adds to this picture of a very specific personal connection he's yearning for. It's suggestive, but still kind of light, you know? He's setting a very particular scene.
Okay, so Jack lays out this yearning for a secret, intimate bubble. Then Doja comes in. How does her verse change things? Because it feels like a totally different energy.
Oh, it's like a lightning strike, a total shift. What hits you first is just how direct and physical her imagery is.
Yeah.
Lines like, 2 hands on my fro, staring into my soul, or leg up on that chair, hand on that arm, tongue in that throat. It's immediate, it's forceful. It kind of cuts right through Jack's softer vibe. She's not just entering the space, she's commanding it.
And her wordplay is so sharp, too. That line, I don't play with my pen, leave it on a good note. That's clever.
Super clever. It's not just wordplay, it's like a statement, right? I know what I'm doing, I'm precise.
Right, and the sensory stuff. Marshmallows and black coffee, my mouth cold from this blue Frosty, my back blown because you blew it off me. It makes it feel so real.
Exactly. It grounds her verse in this very raw, physical reality. It's not just longing, like Jack's part.
Yeah.
She's describing actual sensations, experiences. Makes her presence feel undeniable.
Then she gets really assertive, almost challenging him. You want me or what? Prove that with you, huh? Spend some for this, huh? Who said that ain't love? What's going on there? It's quite a turn.
Yeah, she's basically calling him out, isn't she? Like, okay, you want this secret thing, but what are you actually going to do about it?
Put your money where your mouth is, kinda.
Sort of, yeah. While Jack's hinting at this private connection, Doja's demanding, like, actual investment. Proof. Whether it's material or emotional, she's saying, show me. It creates this amazing tension. His yearning meets her demand.
And she throws in those great self-references, too. Insatiable, I'm like Pac-Man. We go back further than backgammon. And the Jack pun.
Right. Hey, Jack Rabbit. Brilliant.
It's playful, but also kind of puts her in control again, doesn't it?
Totally. These aren't just random lines. Pac-Man, backgammon, she's playing with ideas of longevity, drive, maybe being hard to catch like a rabbit. It reinforces her whole powerful persona.
And mentioning the fans, the fanatics, cooking shit up like black magic, she knows her impact.
Oh, absolutely. She's fully aware of the energy she brings, the magic she creates, and she's bringing all of that confidence right into this verse. It solidifies her voice as completely distinct within the song.
And then that closing. Wow, I'm throwing us some bad music. Yeah, I'm that stupid. Like, duh, you mad cute. I want don't icebox me. It's just out there, no filter.
Right, it's the ultimate statement. Cuts through everything. No more hints, no more games. It's immediate physical demand.
Yeah.
Don't icebox me. Like, don't keep me waiting or be distant. Let's touch. It's so direct.
Yeah.
And that thrown ass to bad music line adds this layer of, like, self-aware humor. She's being completely herself.
It's such a powerful counterpoint to where Jack started. Pushes that tension right to the edge. Makes it feel very real, very messy, maybe.
Definitely. It leaves you thinking about the contrast. His fantasy versus her stark reality check.
So then, after all that intensity, we get the outro, and Jack's back, but the vibe shifts again, right? He starts name-dropping classic R&B artists.
Yeah, it's interesting. Music, Soul Child, Bobby Valentino, The Temptations, Motown legends.
What's the connection there?
Well, he weaves them into this idea of maybe being just friends, which is quite a contrast to everything we just heard, right?
Totally.
Like, wait, what?
Exactly. And then he throws in that line, and I'm player like the crew that came up through my hometown.
It's like this glimpse into another side of him, maybe cooling things down, stepping back into a different persona after all the passion.
Or maybe just adding another layer to the whole thing.
Could be. It leaves you wondering, is it a retreat? Or just showing another facet? It's a really interesting way to end it.
So that wraps up our deep dive into Just Us. We hope walking through it like this shows you that a track like this, it's way more than just, a song on the radio. It's got layers. It's about how artists collaborate, how they create something unique together. And it really digs into those complicated feelings. Desire, connection, maybe misconnection, all that stuff in modern music. And thinking about Just Us this way, it really makes you consider how these two kind of conflicting stories, Jack's wanting this private intimacy, Doja demanding something tangible, how they actually work together. They don't cancel each other out. They make the song richer, more complex.
Right.
So maybe the final thought for you is, how do artists manage to create something that feels whole, that feels compelling, when their individual voices inside the song are saying such different things? And what does that tension, that deliberate contrast ultimately say to you about relationships or art or just authenticity today? Something to chew on?